This year's theme, Ghana's Energy Transition Framework, Sector Institutions as Building Blocks for the 2030-2040 targets, is essentially about our future and explains in some detail how stakeholders can work together to protect it. It is a theme that resonates with me because it touches the core of our very survival as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Ghana is a signatory to the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, whose proceedings were in fact co-chaired by the second President of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, and whose ultimate goal is to keep rising global temperatures to below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably 1.5 degrees Celsius relative to pre-industrial levels. This means that we have committed ourselves to lowering our greenhouse gas emissions in respect to the effects of climate change, whilst ensuring that our development and the well-being of our people are not jeopardized. In fulfillment of this commitment, I unveiled the Ghana Energy Transition and Investment Plan during the Global Africa Business Initiative event in New York on the 21st of September 2023, on the sidelines of this year's meeting of the United Nations General Assembly. This plan spells out a reasonable path for Ghana to attain net zero energy-related carbon emissions by 2060. And this plan has been accurately and forcefully set out by the Deputy Minister for Energy. The framework is a result of extensive research and engagements with a considerable number of stakeholders, including sector institutions, civil society, the corporate sector, international partners, and academia. It also aligns with our national development agenda, as well as the 2030 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The framework outlines how we will implement low-carbon solutions in major sectors of our economy, such as oil and gas, industry, transportation, cooking, agriculture, and power. It also highlights the essential investment, regulatory initiatives, institutional arrangements, and capacity building requirements needed to facilitate this shift. It is a flexible and dynamic tool that will be updated and modified as we learn from our implementation experience and as new technologies and possibilities emerge. It is a living document that will be reviewed regularly and evaluated to ensure that it remains relevant and responsive to our changing circumstances and goals. Ladies and gentlemen, this national framework is ambitious, but it is attainable. It is anticipated that some 550 billion United States dollars will have to be raised over the next 40 years, equivalent to some 10% of our annual GDP. This may appear huge, but yet it is less than what would be spent if we carry on unconcerned. Furthermore, the framework will have long-term advantages for our economy, society, and environment. It will increase our energy security, diversify our energy mix, create jobs, boost health, help to eradicate poverty, and safeguard our natural resources. The framework will also position Ghana as a world leader in energy transition. We will be amongst the first countries, both in Africa and beyond, to attain universal access to clean and modern energy by 2030. Additionally, we will be amongst the first countries to use carbon capture, utilization, and storage technology to decarbonize our energy industry. We will demonstrate to the world that low-carbon development can be pursued without sacrificing economic growth or social progress. The cooperation and support of all parties, domestic and foreign, are needed to achieve this goal. But above all, we require the dedication and effort of every Ghanaian citizen who is the primary beneficiary and agent of this shift. We need Ghanaians to accept this vision of Ghana's energy future as low carbon, resilient, and affluent. We rely on Ghanaians to implement energy-saving practices and attitudes in their homes, workplaces, and communities. We need your help to implement the policies and programs that will make this transition easier. And we need you to hold government accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, the energy transition framework that we have developed and are set to implement is more than just a document. It is a statement of our resolve and desire to secure a brighter future for ourselves and for future generations. It is an expression of our patriotism and responsibility to safeguard our country from the dangers of climate change. It demonstrates our global leadership and excellence in promoting the universal agenda for sustainable development. And I urge you all to join me in making this framework a reality. I congratulate all award winners this evening and wish you the very best of luck in all your future undertakings and endeavors. And let me end by wishing the people of Liberia well as they undertake and conclude the electoral process in which they are engaged in. Peace and unity should be their watchwords.